Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Sunday. So today we're going to talk about mutual funds. If you're over the age of 20, you probably have heard that term before. Somebody somewhere has thrown it out, or you've heard it in passing, you're heard it in conversation. And do you know what a mutual fund is? I'm sure you've heard of it, but if a little kid asks, like, hey, what's a mutual fund? Could you explain it to them? Why don't you take a poll? Ask House. Go ahead. Pause right here. I'll wait. Go ask everybody. See if they know what it is. So anybody know? I'm sure somebody probably took a guess. Leave comments down below. Let me know what people said as far as what they think a mutual fund is. I'm sure there's going to be some creative answers in there because it's a term that's been thrown around a lot. All right, so you know how I usually do. I'm going to ask you if you know what it is off the top. Then we're going to tell you go talk about with your family. I want you to actively engage your family and friends in these conversations. Money should not be something that people are afraid of or don't talk about. You have to understand it. It's a massive part of your life, whether you like it or not. So like we normally do, let's find out what the textbook definition is from my favorite site, Investopedia.com. The link to the definition will be linked down below. A mutual fund is a type of financial vehicle made up of a pool of money collected from many investors to invest in securities like stocks, bonds, money market instruments, and other assets. Mutual funds are operated by professional money managers who allocate the fund's assets and attempt to produce capital gains or income for the funds invested. Whoa. There was a lot of big words in there. Money managers, funds. What does all of it mean? A mutual fund is just a pool of money. That's it. You want to buy good companies, but you can't afford good companies. A lot of people want to buy good companies, but can't afford good companies. So you put your money into a mutual fund. Everybody's going to basically put their money together, and everybody buys these great companies. But who does that? The money manager does. All it is the guy behind the scenes who's telling everybody's money where to go. That's it. A mutual fund is a pool of money. Everybody puts their money in and they go buy good companies. That's it. Plain and simple. So again, why is everybody going to be pooling their money together? You want to buy good companies, not cheap BS penny stocks, but you want to buy good companies that have been around for a while, where you're buying a piece of a company that this company's going places and I want to go places with them. So what type of companies are talking about? Let's say that you want to look at different companies. You might want to buy a piece of 3M. That's the people that make Post-its. Yeah, them tiny little sticky notes that end up everywhere, and you never know why there's so many of them. That your office always has them, but like who's still using them? Yeah, 3M. They make sticky notes and a whole bunch of other stuff. But each share is going to be $160 a piece. Let's say you want a piece of Apple. The iPhone people, the Mac people, the bougie people, the blue bubble text message people. I'm recording this on an iPhone. Oh, you want a piece of that company? $325 a piece. How about Amazon? There's a company that's always in the news. Massive company, didn't pay any federal taxes. You know that website that you go on and spend way too much money buying a bunch of crap that you probably don't need? Yeah, $2,900 a piece. That's for one piece. $2,900 for one piece. Oh my God, that gets insane. How about Walmart? That's that store you go into and buy way more stuff than you thought. I'm going to go in here and get milk and bread. 2 hours later, you forgot everything. You got a cart full of crap. You're like, how did this happen? Yeah, you want a piece of Walmart? $117 for one piece. How about Disney? You know that diabolical little mouse that bought the entire universe? Well, the Marvel universe. Yeah, you want a piece of them? $140. Let that sink in. So you want to buy great companies, but you don't have great company money. Now, the knee-jerk reaction is, well, I want to buy good companies. So you figure, all right, I've got a couple $100. I'm going to buy one. Aha! But we're forgetting our old friend diversification. Remember that? We talked about it last week. Link up there. But diversification means you don't put all your eggs in one basket. So how do we get around this? Mutual funds. See, you can't go out and buy all the great companies because you don't have the money to buy all the great companies you want. If you got $3,000, you can buy one piece of Amazon, which seems great because you got a piece of Amazon. So what if something horrible happens to the company? Well, now all of your money goes down with it because you have all your eggs in one basket. We don't do that here. You have to spread your money out. So that's what mutual funds are for. They found out that people want to invest, but people want to invest don't always have a bunch of money. Not everybody's a millionaire or billionaire. Some people got a couple $100 they want to invest. So that's where mutual funds come in. They help you get a piece of a lot of companies because everybody pulls their money together and they get exposure or they have a piece of a lot of different companies. See, instead of me trying to save up $20,000, $30,000 to get a nice chunk of a bunch of different companies so I can have all my eggs spread out, I can buy one piece of a mutual fund, and that gives me a piece of all the companies because my money gets put into a pool like everybody else's money that's in the pool. And because everybody's in the pool, as the pool grows, my little piece of the pool grows too. Now I know what you're thinking. This all seems fantastic. There's got to be a catch. You're right. In finance, nothing is free. There is a catch. The guy, remember the money manager, that word that got thrown into the definition? The guy that's in charge putting all the money everywhere? Yeah, he's going to charge you a fee for maintaining everything. Now, the fee's not bad. It's usually between 0.5% and like 1.5%. And if you're like me, that doesn't seem like a lot of money. Well, mutual funds are not small things. If you got $100 million mutual fund, 1% is $1 million. Now, all of a sudden, that 1% doesn't seem so bad. Seems like he's making a lot of money. Of course, you'd have to have a $100 million mutual fund, but you're getting the point. If you have, their percentage is based on how much money they bring in. The larger the fund, the more money they make. So 1% isn't bad. And if you're only paying 1% so you can get a piece of all these great companies, again, that's not bad either. So now you have an idea what a mutual fund is. It's basically just when everybody pool their money together to buy stuff that you couldn't afford by yourself, which ain't too bad. Now, it does come with a catch. The guy who's going to be taking care of it, and I say guy interchangeably, guy, girl, company, whatever, they're going to charge you 0.5 to 1.5%, which isn't terrible. I mean, to get a piece of all these different companies. So more importantly, when you buy a mutual fund, make sure it's a good one. So now you know what a mutual fund is. Y'all know who I am, Larry. Every Sunday week, we're going to have a conversation about something in money, and I try to break it down into plain, simple English so that anybody in the house, whether they have a college degree, if they don't have a college degree, if they finish high school, if they did finish high school, grandma, grandpa, little kids in the room, everybody can understand how money works. If you're a parent, you can use this as a tool to educate your children, which I strongly advise. If you're a younger person, 10, 20, if you're not 10, I'm thinking 10-year-olds worried about money. But hey, if you are that young, you need to learn about these things now and break it down in a way that makes sense. So if you think mutual fund, just think a pool of money to buy stuff and you pay a guy to take care of it for you. That's it. So, that's me. I'm Larry. I'll see you guys next week. Take it easy.